What's up, YouTube? My name's Alex, back with another video, my third video of this vlog. I don't really know exactly what this YouTube is gonna eventually morph to, but I want it to be genuine, so I'm not really going to a specific uh, genre or style. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I literally just started doing this YouTube thing, and I don't know. Like I said, I wanted to be genuine, so I wanted to get there whenever it gets there or wherever it's going. That being said, I have made 2 videos already, so if you want to go check that out. I did mention, I can't remember what I mentioned in the first one because that was a long time ago, but the last one I just posted last week, I mentioned a little bit of my disability and the fact that I can't stand on my tippy toes or I can't run and jump and do all that stuff. That's because of my nerve damage from my back surgery. But what I wanted to talk about in this video mainly is just what I've been doing for physical therapy or whatever you want to call it. I guess it is called physical therapy. But yeah, so pretty much what I've been doing is trying to drop as much weight as I can because the pressure on my lower back is not helping that I'm overweight. And also, I mean, I think everybody wants to lose weight regardless of injuries. But yeah, usually when I've done this before, I usually do HIIT training. I usually run a lot, sprints, play basketball, do sports, whatever, to lose the weight, to get my heart rate up, to burn the calories that I have to burn daily. But now it's a lot different because of the fact that I am limited to certain things. So when I first started, the only thing I could do, which I started the summer of 2019, really going back to the gym, I could only ride bike, and that was only for a little bit because then my back would start hurting, and yeah, I mean, typical things that come with an injury. I'm sure everybody that's had an injury who's tried to bounce back has felt some type of discomfort trying to get back on their feet. And yeah, and so I started off with a bike. Eventually I was able to start walking on the treadmill and walking good. Like that's the thing. I still kind of walk with a limp, but it was bad. It was bad before. I'm gonna try to see if I have a video of that, and maybe I'll post it in my next one. I have to go back over the past 2 years to see if I have a video of me walking funny. But yeah, so I eventually started walking on the treadmill and trying to get my sweat on there, and lifting some weights, but not too many. If I went to the gym by myself, I couldn't lift any free weights because I just can't pick up the weight. I couldn't bend down to pick up the weight. So everything I had to do was cable. And I don't really prefer cable, but I definitely see the benefits now that I can't lift free weights. So yeah, I'm a little bit more a proponent for cable weights if you need it, but definitely I would always go free weights if possible. And yeah, slowly but surely I started working on certain things, certain aspects. Now, like I said, I'm able to walk a lot better, and that was my main thing. That was my main worry. Well, not my main. There's a lot of worries I have. Believe me. When you wake up from surgery and you can't feel your right leg, there's a lot of things that worry you that you're not gonna ever do again. But yeah, I'm able to walk fine. Actually, me and my wife just came back from a trip from Spain to visit my parents, and we had to walk a lot, like over there. Well, okay, so I live in Florida, in Orlando to be specific, and we don't have good public transportation. So I know there's a lot of cities around the world that have very good public transportation. Orlando's does not. And Spain definitely does, or at least where we were. We were about 4 miles away from Madrid. And yeah, we walked a lot, and that really worried me when we were leading up to the trip, because I'm like, man, I'm gonna be slowing everybody down if I can't walk and I can't keep up with them. But so so leading up to the trip, I was walking way more. Every single day, I'd walk at least like 2 or 3 miles around the block. If I had to go somewhere that was walking distance, I would try to walk, just because that was such a worry to me. And I honestly think that it did help me out a lot, because of the fact that I never slowed anybody down when we were in Spain. Actually, me and my wife pretty much out walked my parents, to the point where, right, like a couple days before, they were kind of like, oh, you know what, you guys go by yourselves. We're tired. We'll stay with the baby, because we took our youngest, and you guys go out. So I was very, very happy about that, because I could finally see that I broke a limitation that I had. When I first got out of the hospital, I had a walker. I had a walker for a couple months, and I had this back brace that I could never take it off. Like, if I got up from bed, I had to have that back brace off. And even going to like Publix, Target, I had to use those little carts that, and I mean, it's funny because everybody was looking at me like, what is this 27-year-old doing riding, or I was 26 at the time, riding those go-karts. And the funny part is, we all kind of do it. At least I've seen people where I'm like, that they shouldn't be on the go-kart, and I was wrong. I mean, it's not right to judge people because you don't know their situation. And leading, I'll tell you guys just a little funny story. That's why I never got a handicap sign. I could easily get a handicap sign, especially when I was with a walker. But the thought of like somebody seeing a 27, 6-foot man getting out of a handicap spot, I guess I chickened out, and I probably shouldn't have. But at the same time, I mean, it is what it is. It's just walking a little bit more. I'm sure there's people out there that need that spot more than me. But yeah, that was a little snippet. But I do remember how many people I would look at, and they would and I was livid. I was pissed riding around in that cart. I felt so useless. It's obviously not a good way of feeling, because I was really down on myself at that time. But I flipped it, and I helped that motivate me to be able to walk as soon as possible. And maybe, honestly, maybe I started walking a little too early. I remember there was one time where I woke up in the middle of the night, and it was after I was already not using I was trying to stop using my walker, and I woke up to go use the bathroom, and while I was walking there, I kind of stumbled and I completely ate it. And I woke up my wife. She was all freaking out. Luckily, nothing bad happened. But when everything was first going on, and we were talking to the neurosurgeon for the first time, one of the stories he told us was of a guy that maybe a little bit older than me, but still a young guy, that had kind of the same thing, but he opted out of the surgery when I'll tell you guys a little after this. I get sidetracked too much. I'm sorry. But yeah, he opted out of the surgery, and one night, just like that, he was walking to the bathroom and stumbled, fell, and he couldn't get back up. He was completely paralyzed from the waist down, and even to that point, when he was telling me the story, was a year after that happened, and he was still not able to walk, and not able, like, dude, he had a diaper. Like, that's crazy. Luckily I never had to use a diaper. Thank God. But that was definitely a fear of mine. So when I fell, the first thing I thought was, God damn it, I gotta wear a diaper. But nah, yeah, luckily nothing happened, and yeah, but it was just it was just a little story like that, of like the limitations, and that's why I was so happy when I went to Spain and I was able to walk, and I never slowed anybody down, and I never slowed down really. I mean, yeah, I was in pain, But it didn't limit myself, and it wasn't pain to where like I was hindering myself or putting myself in a bad situation. It was pain like soreness, like but not, strangely enough, not back soreness, which is a good thing. I've definitely heard that walking is good for your back, so maybe that's it. But most of my soreness was in my legs, just because I don't have full function of my legs yet. So some of my muscles are compensating for the muscles that aren't being used at the moment. Oh, and my heels. You don't think about it, but I can't stand on the balls of my feet yet, and so most of my walking I do on my heels, and just try to use the ball of my feet to like balance myself, pretty much. But if I go a little bit forward and I don't brace myself with anything, I will fall. But yeah, if you want to go ahead and try it, try to walk with, like, lift the balls of your feet up and walk with your heels, and that's pretty much how I walk. Not as much now. I could put a little bit of pressure on the balls of my feet, but not even close to what is normal. But yeah, I want to leave you guys with that. Just a little story from the past 2 years that I've dealt with, and yeah, and what I've done to get past that. I'll bring you guys more stories like this if you guys like them. I don't know. Nobody really talks to me about these videos, so if you guys do have something to say, tell me that you like it. Tell me if you don't like it. Just put it in a comment. Don't worry about hurting my feelings. I just want to get better at this. So any comment, any criticism is more than welcomed and is appreciated. So yeah, everybody that watches my stuff and reaches out to me, like I always say, I really appreciate you guys, and peace out.